What's up, guys? It's MTG Matt for you. Long time no see, and today we're going into the ladder with a deck that I'm actually pretty proud of because I have been refining it for past 2 to 3 days, and I think it turned out really well. Actually, it's I just simply call it Simic turns or Simic extra turns, and now before I've lost you already here because this idea is probably nothing new. You know, with Kaldheim coming in about a month and a half ago, we got Alrund's Epiphany, right? The 7-mana sorcerer that gives you an extra turn and 2 birds. And a lot of people have already experimented with this card quite a bit because it's obviously very powerful. Extra turns are always powerful. So, you probably have seen this card already a lot, also on this channel. Now, what's so new about this idea? So, I initially started out this deck with a simple idea, you know, what would happen if I were to build a Simic list with like a stupid amount of ramp, being Wolf Willowhaven, Cultivate, and Beanstalk Giant, right? We get a lot of mana very fast. And then put in, you know, Koma Cosmos Serpent in here and Elder Gargoros, just 2 creatures that on their own can really snowball out of control. Koma gives you infinite serpents, she can make herself indestructible. And Elder Gargoros can also give you, in theory, infinite tokens, can draw you cards, gain life, and so on. Now, that was the initial idea, right? Just get a lot of mana fast, and then put down one of these big ass win conditions, and then just solidify our presence on the board with these creatures with extra turns. And that's still basically the idea of the deck. However, what makes this deck more unique than others is this little card. It's called Discontinuity from M21. It's an instant that I've never seen anybody else play. Like, seriously, this card has been around since last summer, right? M21. And I've really never seen anybody use it. Myself included. And it's the first time I use this card seriously. And boy, does it deliver. I think this card is really underrated, really overlooked. And just is very powerful. And the way this deck plays out is that we have Discontinuity. Okay, for those of you guys who have never seen this card or never used this, Discontinuity costs 6 mana, it's an instant. And it says as long as it's your turn, the spell costs 2 blue less to cast. So on your turn, it costs 2 mana. This basically never is relevant in any situation because we are almost always going to cast on our opponent's turn. Because it has the simple 3 words, end the turn. So what does end the turn do? We have a reminder text here that says, exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to the maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn until end of turn effects end. So this continuity, if you play it on your opponent's turn, it's basically skipping the rest of their turn. It's immediately your turn. You know, if they don't have any responses to it on the stack or don't counter it. And this makes it so that this is basically like an extra turn spell. It's not exactly the same. In some regards it's worse, in some regards it's better. But on the baseline, this is simply a deck that has 8 extra turn spells in here. And it turns out that this is very powerful. You don't need to copy any of this to make it crazy. It's just you have a lot of mana, you can get there fast, and then just take extra turns, put down your snowbally creatures, and win. And it's really, it works pretty well, this deck. And it's just very fun to play, and nobody really uses Discontinuity. I should probably say a word or two about this card, how this plays out. So like some neat things you can do with Discontinuity, right? So with Discontinuity, you end the turn says you exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. So what you mostly are going to do is, it's your opponent's turn, and you don't immediately end his turn, right? You, for example, wait for him to play a card like a high CMC card that's really threatening to you. And with this card on the stack, you then discontinue his turn. Because not only does this end his turn, but also it exiles the spell of your opponent that was on the stack. So it's like it's also like a counter spell, and the spell gets exiled, so your opponent doesn't even have the opportunity to get it back somehow. So that's a really neat effect. And there is a very special interaction with this card I want to highlight against the Immersion Sultai decks, and that is something I wasn't sure about, so I tested it and it works. If your opponent plays Emergent Ultimatum, right, what you actually do with Discontinuity is the following. Your opponent casts it, it's on the stack. You press your control on your keyboard so that you have full control of the gameplay. Then you let your opponent's Emergent Ultimatum resolve. You actually let it resolve. Your opponent, picks out his 3 cards from the deck. You pick one of those that is least threatening to you. And then your opponent gets to cast the remaining 2 spells for free, right? And those remaining 2 spells, they go on the stack again, right? So it's not like they just resolve, but they go on the stack for free, and then they would resolve. And then when they are on the stack, you actually cast the Discontinuity, because what this does is, it lets your opponent's Immersion Ultimatum resolve, right? An opponent picks out 2 spells that he would really like to cast, and then not only do you end your opponent's turn, but you actually exile those 2 spells. So those are just gone from his deck. So this is just a very neat interaction that makes, so let's say your opponent picks out a Tibalt Planeswalker and a Kiora Abyss the Sea God. They go on the stack. You cast Discontinuity, and they're just gone. They're gone from the deck, right? So that's just a really nice interaction right there to keep in mind with Discontinuity. And yeah, that's the whole idea. And let's go quickly through the specifics of the deck. So we got 4 Wolfswallow Haven, just excellent ramp on 2 mana. Gives us the first ramp in the game. Then for another ramp, we got Cultivates and Beanstalk Giants. This is our ramp package. Another semi-ramp is Midnight Clock, which also, we can play it for 3 mana. It ramps us in a way, it adds blue mana, which is nice. But this is in here for 2 reasons. First reason is Demon Rogues, right? Midnight Clock makes it so that we shuffle our graveyard back into our library when it has 12 counters on it, and then draw new hand of 7 cards. So this is nice against the Demurog Millets, but it's also nice if we cast our Alrund's Epiphanies or Discontinuities and they get countered. We get those back into the deck. And the main reason this is in here is that when I was testing this deck, I found that the play pattern would be that we have our hand, right? We ramp a lot, so we use a lot of our cards from our hand. And then we end up a lot of times with like 2 cards in the hand with like 2 extra turn spells. And then we play those spells and then we have no cards left. And I was looking for a way to draw cards without making the deck too awkward. And Midnight Clock was really the best card out there because, as I said, has this, has this additional value of getting your graveyard back into your library. But it often really fits well into this play pattern. You're very long cards, and if you play this on turn 2, for example, it's often like you almost have no cards in hand. This is already in like 9 counters. You just dump a bit of mana into it, and you get a full hand of 7 new cards. So this is perfect in here. Okay, other cards, Brazen Borer, we can start the game by bouncing stuff. It's an additional creature. Also, what's nice with these adventure creatures with Brazen Borer and Beanstalk Giant is when they're exiled, ready to cast, right, they don't get like discarded with Midnight Clock if Midnight Clock triggers. So there's that. Against the aggro deck, we got 3 copies of Thwart the Enemy. 3 mana instant green. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent's control. So this is just our control tool to keep the game going until we, until we've ramped out and can start doing big stuff. And another really nice way to control the game is Cyclone Summoner. 7 mana, 7/7 Giant Wizard. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand. except for giants, wizards, and lands. This is an excellent tool to reset the board if you're up against a more aggressive list and you've just been ramping, losing life, and then you reach 7 mana, you cast this, reset the whole board, you have a 7/7 left, and then from there on, you know, once you reach your 7 mana, you have so many ways to just keep control of the game with your extra turn spells. You just really need just this one reset to get control of the game back. And then a single copy of Seagate Restoration. And yeah, 4 copies of Algargarov. Initially I had Komas in here, but I realized that Koma isn't actually that useful for this deck. Because yes, Koma just makes a lot of tokens, but the play pattern you're actually looking for is have an Algargarov on the board, swing with it every turn, draw a card every turn, cast an extra turn spell. Swing with it the next turn, draw another card, cast an extra turn spell. That's the play pattern you're looking for, so I just found that Algargarov fits way better into our game plan. So that's why no Koma, just Algargarov, and because of Algargarov, we also got 2 copies of Glassful Mimic. We can serve as a land, or we can have it enter the battlefield as a copy of Algargarov, which is really nice if we have this out there. It's usually not that difficult with this deck to get to 10 mana, so if you imagine you have already an Algargarov on the board and 10 mana. You can pay 3 mana to copy it and then pay another 7 mana to take an extra turn. And yeah, that's the deck. The rest of the land base is very straightforward. 2 Castle Vanquist for scrying, some basic lands, dual model lands, and 2 scry lands. So you should really try this deck. It had a pretty decent win rate in Diamond rank. Really had a lot of fun playing with this. And hope you guys enjoy this too, and I'll see you guys soon. Some Simic turns. So, okay. Excellent starting hand, let's go. Let's go. This is really good. We got a turn 2 ramp into turn 3 ramp. And Discontinuity, some card draw. Looks really solid. Looks really, really solid. Another Wolf Haven, so next time we can actually go Beanstalk Giant into another Wolf Haven. Infuriate is in standard? I did not know that. Wasn't aware of that. Oh, actually, okay, let's get in. Damn, we have to get a forest. That was a bit of a mistake. Because we usually want to have more islands, so playing the other forest there was a mistake. Should have played the Barchenal Pathway. But oh well. Well, this is bad though, to say the least. Okay. So we just put down the Beanstalk Giant. Cost 7 mana, is only 5/5 right now. Okay. Okay, so we have 7 mana. I think we're going for the card draw here. Don't want another Wolfwheeler Haven. Okay, I think we're going to bounce a Gingerbrute and then start attacking and discontinuing. Let's have him spend his mana first. And it can actually bounce both of them, right? Okay, so this looks like an Ember Cleave to me, so let's bounce the Relic Robber. Yes. Nothing else? Okay, so then we bounce you. Wait, what? Wait, didn't I have 4 mana? Oh, come on, game. Okay, so we have 8 mana. If we spend 3 mana on Cultivate, we get more mana back. Okay, so like this. Let's get more blue mana here. And now we just start attacking. Hopefully for the win. And the only thing really worrying me here is the Goblin Construct. Because we basically have only 4 turns left. Or 3 turns. Okay. Now it's important that his guys are tapped down. So it's important that you let the opponent attack first here. And then we can end his turn. Because now these Ginger Brutes are tapped, so we can just get through with the Beanstalk Giant. There's a Coma. Again, we go in for 8 damage, and then we can Discontinuity again. Hopefully he doesn't have a burn spell like a Stomp. Okay, that's actually... No, that's actually fine because we can bounce the untap token. So we just need to make sure he attacks again, so this stuff is tapped, Discontinuity, and win the game because we can bounce the soldier. One soldier, the Beanstalk Giant won't be blocked, and GG! Man, it was a good first game, let's go! Let's go. Oh boy. We're climbing with the stack. Okay. This looks pretty cool. Let's keep it. Hey, now the deck feels really, really nice actually. So we go Wolf Willowhaven, Beanstalk Giant. Unfortunately we didn't draw a land here. Still, if we draw the next turn, we can just plant down Elagagorov. Do we want to do that? I think we just do. Let's plant this down. If he removes this, he basically spends his turn doing so. Now we just have a big fat body in the way. Plus, if we happen to draw into another land, we can also already start discontinuing next turn. Just to the right, this Valkyrie must go. Okay. This is really nice here. I wonder if I should just... I think I'm going to sleep here. And just swing in there for an extra card. Because this has the advantage that he's down to 18 lives, so he's far away from the 27 life for Righteous Valkyrie. And we can still bounce something with Into the Royal if you wish to, right? Man, sleep is so good. So good, actually. Do we bounce something here? I don't think so. So let's attack first. This doesn't have Death Touch. Draw a card. Okay, that's what we wanted. A land. Play the land here. Another Beanstalk Giant. Actually, just like. I should have played the Beanstalk Giant first before scrying. Yeah, small mistake there, but it's fine. Now we end the turn, and we have enough mana to kick the Into the Royal. Probably just getting rid of one of these two guys. Because the Valkyrie isn't really a problem at the moment. I actually want to make it so that he attacks. Cool. I'll take it. Oh, Seagate Restoration, that's pretty cool. So here's what we do. We block, get the block trigger to draw a card, and then we bounce it. Wait, what does it say? If there are 5 cards on a permanency control, okay. Okay. Okay, let's think here. How much mana do we have? We have 8 mana. Kind of 9 mana if we want. Just gonna attack. We just keep drawing cards. Oh, this is nice. Extra turns are nice. See, this is pretty nice because this way we can bounce this guy, get rid of the bigger one. Just go through for the damage, kill this guy. Now, how much mana do we have? We have... Oh, we only got 6 mana! Don't actually have 7 mana. Well, we do with Seagate Restoration. I think we just go for the extra turn here. Just keep smashing. Keep drawing cards. There's Coma. So now we have 9 mana, so we can cultivate here. Get those lands out of our deck. And we've got 7 mana, so if we Wolf Middlehaven, we will still have 6 mana afterwards, which means we can cast the Discontinuity to basically take an extra turn or skip our opponent's turn. And we have another Discontinuity with Coma, so this is pretty much how you want your deck to work. And yeah, you can use Discontinuity to win the game. Oh, I love this, man. I love this. What do we have here? This is a really nice hand. It's a perfect hand, actually. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. So we can go Wolfswillow Haven, Cultivate. So if you don't know a land, we have to go Cultivate here. So 3 mana. Yeah. Okay, we drew a land, which means that we can actually go Wolfswillow Haven and then cast a Cultivate. Or cast the Midnight Clock. Kind of like the clock because we're running low on cards already. Yeah, so let's do that. Plus we had our land drop this turn, so there wasn't a need to do that. Okay, we definitely plant down the Gargoyle here. We have to. This isn't looking too great. Okay, I can live with a veto. And we're gonna trade here. Like 100%. Oh yes, that's really good for us. So we've got 7 mana available. If we cast Cultivate, we'll have 4 mana available afterwards. Could also play another Gargoyle, but I think we should make sure we got enough green mana. Should make sure that we keep our ramp going here. Now we just pass, and we're going to bounce the Cleric. Life spawned. Okay, this sucks hard. Yeah, nothing much you can do here. And Dire Tactic is such a good card. Okay, another Cleric. Wait, if I bounce this now, he actually doesn't get life, so... This way we mitigate some of the damage. Okay, this actually hurts. This is 8 damage right here. Okay, so we have 9 mana available. You could play a Gargoyle and again bounce something. And if he doesn't have removal, this is the best play actually. If he does have removal, okay, he just won, it's fine. But this is actually a play that can make it so that we might survive here. Okay, so no direct removal for the Gargoyle here, which is already good. Okay, let's... this already triggered. Yeah, probably should have bounced this. Him playing that doesn't trigger anything, so this can just resolve. Oh, right. Okay, let's see. If I bounce the veto... I think I don't want to bounce the veto because I want to bait him into attacking. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right here. Okay. Yeah, we can actually live here. Block the vessel. Wait, do we block the vessel actually? Actually, I don't think we block the vessel. Block the cleric. We gain 3 life. And we bounce the veto. Wait, we could also bounce the vessel guy actually. Yeah, let's bounce the vessel. Mitigate some damage. If I attack with the Gargoroth, he has enough to block. I think I do it anyway. Just draw a card. Oh yes. Oh yes. Double discontinuity. Oh, and he didn't block. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. How much mana do we have? 9 mana, so we can afford to pump up the Midnight Clock once. Do we want to pump it up so it would go to 10? 11. No, we don't want to do this, so we just discontinue. Skip our opponent's turn. There's a Brazen Borrower. Again we attack. We again draw a card. There's a Coma, that's good. And now if he blocks we can even bounce something so this doesn't die, so this looks pretty good now. See, if we would have put one more counter on this, this would have already triggered. But I want to use this discontinuity. And whoa, whoa, whoa. Please, please full control. Ah, damn it. Okay, we can still bounce something here. What do we bounce? We bounce the aura. This way the Brazen Warrior goes to exile and we can still cast it. And we get some new cards. Oh, Castle Ventress is really nice. And I think actually this time I'm gaining life because we've got enough cards now. And we're just gonna plant down the Coma. You have enough mana left for Into the Royal. And damn, those were some good turns.
But this looks pretty much over for our opponent here. Now, do we want to bounce something here? Actually, I don't think so. Okay, this is very much over. This attack. Yeah, actually, we can keep that. Let's draw a card. And with the Brazen Borrower, we bounce the Aura. Damn, this works so well, I love it. Okay. Bit annoying, but I mean, we're gonna take an extra turn. How much mana do we have? 9 mana. Okay, I actually want to bounce the veto. I don't want to take more damage. Let's take an extra turn. Attack. I don't know, draw another card. Oh, this is so brutal. Man, this combo Kolma plus Elder Gargaroth is just infinite free value. Still hasn't lost. Okay, then let's take another turn. I don't know, draw a card, whatever. Ah! Oh, this feels brutal, man. Really brutal. Nice. Another Cultivator. Ah! Cultivate and cultivate, I like it. Let's cultivate again. Ah, no. Shit, I wanted to play the Scryland, but it's fine. It's fine. But with all this mana, I think playing the Seagate Restoration is probably a really good play. Just reloading our hand. And if he counters it, I'm fine with that, so... we will this at least. Plant this down. This gets countered, okay. Okay. And we're just going to be patient here. Just be patient. There's no really point in playing Alrund's Epiphany here because we have 0 follow-up. Okay. Okay, I like this because this actually tells us not all of these foretold cards were actually saw it coming, so... Okay, this is pretty cool. Can play Gargoyle. I wonder if he kills it. Do we bounce it with into the Royal? Probably. I think we do. Just bounce this back. We keep our Gargoyle, we draw another card. I think that's cool. Can just do it again next turn. That's very good. Play the Gargoyle first. If he counters this, we might get the Midnight Clock down, which is more important. Go to the second main phase. This is nice, because now we can just play the Midnight Clock without fear. We could even take an extra turn. I think an extra turn here is pretty attractive, because we get to swing with the Gargrove, plus, look at that. Our Midnight Clock. Got Discontinuity open. Because I have a feeling next turn something big is going down. So how much mana do we have? We have 11, so... can easily play this other Midnight Clock too. Probably isn't the best idea actually. We don't want them to trigger after each other, or at the same time. Well, we have to discard this anyway, so let's just do it, right? Attack. card. Okay, this is fine. Interesting. Sleep, don't need that. Do I want to play the Beanstalk Giant? I mean, what could you play? He's still not at 8 mana, so you can't play an Ugin. Actually, don't know what he could play that would save him. Except for just simple removal, so I think we do that and then use the rest of the mana to put it into the Midnight Clocks. Yeah. It's fine. Don't think I block here quite yet. Like the Brazen Borrow, it's pretty cool. Bounce, actually. Yeah, let's bounce the Shark token here. And... okay. How much mana do we have? We have 15 mana, so 6 times 3 is 18. So we can actually trigger this, right? With our 15 mana. And then we get 7 new cards. Okay.
I have cosmic aspirations, dear.
Oh, good. He got a cultivate. I don't care about the cultivates, really. Really doesn't matter. Well, let's get our 7 new cards, see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we got it into the Royal, or Brazen Borrow, so we can just bounce the Tybalt. Can take an extra turn, so I'm not gonna block here. Okay, how much mana do we have? 16 mana. So we go Gargaroth, extra turn, get a land, easy game. Put down a Wolf Willowhaven. Go face, win the game. Yes! Oh, this deck is awesome.
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of content and want to see more fresh decks and standard meta decks, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it, and I see you guys soon.